broke it right off. This is what happens when you have an old boat.
God, he just keeps running aground like over and over again. He just did it again.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Sailing GBU. This week we're gonna have tons of boat projects to do. It's time to get to business. We gotta fix our motor, our starter problem that you guys may know about if you're new here. What's up? My name's Kristen. This is Matt. Make sure you subscribe, don't forget. And we're gonna get into it. Pretty much, are you starting with the motor?
Yeah, we have a bunch of little projects here. We took a little vacay. We decided to go see the fam. And if you've never been on a boat before, especially an old boat like ours, the old rusty gal, they stack up quick on you. So if you take a couple weeks and you're far away, you got to come back and fix a bunch of stuff. So a lot of different projects, few more things we have to tighten down before we can mercifully get out of Hispaniola. We've been stuck here for a while, just trying to whip the old girl into shape so we can get the hell out of here. Starter motor took a dump on us last time on our shakedown sail. We have to move our outboard motor mount on our back rail. We have to find a different place to mount our life raft because it's too big, and we're going to start putting our dinghy on the front of our boat now when we're cruising, because we have to try to use our wind vane, and we have to build a little sail for our wind vane, our homemade wind vane that hopefully works. So those are little projects we're going to do today. We're going to walk through all those and hopefully you'll learn a thing or two.
Alright, first things first, we're going to move this plate item over to the other side because we want to start using our wind vane, and this is what we connect our outboard motor onto our boat. So I'm going to try to Ricky racket this right off. There's a lot of spider webs in here, so I'm gonna have to fight the spider webs, but let's get this ish going. All right, I'm gonna cut through all these spider webs.
Lefty loosey, righty tighty.
I'm gonna lose it. All right, guys, so it seems as if I might have broke it right off. I guess I'm stronger than I thought. So I think maybe the bolt snapped, but that's fine.
Dang, bro, you snapped a bolt? Super beast.
Alright, so the bolts broke off. We're just going to have to get those out. Matt's going to have to go to the hardware store and probably get some new ones. We're going to attach it over here, and then we can put our motor on this off the back. But first project is not going to be finished today, unfortunately. On to the next.
Alright, so this is my life raft. Normally it worked really well here, but now that we have to put our dinghy on the front, we have to put our dinghy right through here, and it kind of sits, kind of hits like right here, and then I can't really use my traveler for my stay sail in the middle. So what I'm gonna do is take this back there and mount this somewhere in the back. I don't know, while we're cruising I may just have to put it on the floor because it's pretty big, but I think we can be able to rail mount it. But first I gotta tear up this old rack. Make sure I don't deploy it.
That would be a problem.
See, if you pull this string, the whole thing goes.
We need to get our serviced, though.
Yeah, we should probably get her serviced, but it'll be alright. So now I got to get this bad boy up, which I don't think is going to be easy because these look pretty corroded. Okay, so I installed this little mounting rack like 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, and it's before I knew about stainless, so don't be a hater on this rusty mess that I'm about to have to deal with. And also too, aside from being able to not work with it at all probably today, and it's going to be a nightmare for me, they held really strong. You
made that? I thought it came with the boat.
No, I had to mount it in. I didn't make this, but no, I mounted it on here. But either way, these old screws held pretty good, and now I'm going to have to try to get them up. Okay, just as presumed, they're just rusting out. All right.
Second project of hell. This isn't going very well, guys. This is what happens when you have an old boat.
Well, this was actually my fault. The boat is fine on this one. I didn't know that you couldn't use other sticks and bolts and stuff. I used like galvanized instead of stainless screws. So these are obviously a disaster after 2 years. I pretty much just have to bust it out. All right, boys, we got it off with minimal damage. Now I'll have to fill these holes as they go, and that'll be that.
That makes me nervous. Will we be able to save our lives and pull it there if we needed to?
Yeah, because what I would do is I would just have it, like it would all be strapped. This I could drill out, strap there. It would strap here, it'd be strapped here. Everything's strapped, and then I would just have to put I would just put like a ratchet strap around it.
Well, we're moving on to the next project because we got to go to the hardware store for that too. We obviously didn't prepare too well for this, but we got enough projects that we can just move and keep moving along.
Yeah, I should have went to the hardware store and got all this stuff. The more we got into it, it just kind of hit me though to rail mount the life raft, because I think it would be easier to deploy. It's out of the way. I don't really use that rail space for anything. It might look kind of ugly, but I'm gonna like it. All right, so the big one this week, the one that's gonna hold us back the most. All that other stuff is trivial. You can sail with all that stuff not being perfect, but the motor hasn't been working. So basically what happened was, through some little bit of trial and error, I decided to take apart the leads, see how rusted they were, see if they were just shorting each other out or grounding out somehow, and I did that. And now we're gonna test it out, charged up the batteries. We're gonna send some power, we're gonna send some heat to that lead and see if it heats up again. Because what was happening before is when I would turn it on, it would glow like red hot. So I was like, something's not going right down there. So now we're gonna get some work in, took that apart, and I think it's gonna work. Let's try, let's shoot it. Okay, so with a little more diagnosis, I think I found the real problem. I want to say the culprit all along was probably my ignition. It's for a car, so it hasn't fared well in the marine environment. I need to replace that because what was happening was it would just kick on still and it would run my starter as the motor was going. So really tough starter. I'm shocked that it didn't get completely torn up doing that, but I'm feeling it now. I just jumped in. Nothing's hot down by the starter. Nothing was shorting out, so pretty happy about that. Ran her for about 45 minutes, nothing heated up, water kept pushing through, so I think we got it going pretty well. It was pretty hard to do though because on these Yanmars, the starter is right here under the blower, and I think this is called a blower. If that's not called a blower, please tell me what it is. I'm trying to learn as much as I can about diesels, so I have that going. The only thing though, even though I'm really happy I got my motor running, sweet old girl, she did blow a little bit of white smoke out of the exhaust, which I don't know anything about diesels. I will be Googling white smoke from a diesel here shortly. If you guys know more about diesels than me, please let me know what white smoke means, because it's always something. The old girls never just run the way they're supposed to. I need to replace the ignition, which could be tough because I don't know if they'll have one here, but they'll have something here. They have scooters here. They'll have some sort of ignition. I don't run that much off of it. Fuel pump, and then just basically
How much is that? Is it expensive?
Nothing's expensive in the DR. Yeah, but that'll be that. It'll be mostly just trying to find it. So maybe we get that project in. Maybe I have to wait a week to order it. Who knows? But she ran. If we get a good enough weather window, we could have just blasted her right out. We could have been out there. We are only about 3 minutes from the ocean here, full speed, so we could have been out there and we could have been well on our way. I'm pretty happy with it, but as with all diesel work, one thing just leads to another thing.
So I threw on some clothes. We got to head into town. I need some groceries to get, but we also need to go to the hardware store. These problems aren't going to fix themselves. guys, it's day 2. We went to the hardware store yesterday, and now it's time to hit back at the work. We got a few of the hardware pieces, and let's have Matt explain what we're gonna do today.
All right, so as you're gonna learn in life when you start traveling out there, sometimes you just gotta piece stuff together. I would have preferred this to be stainless steel, but it's not, so it's not gonna last very long, but it will work for the time being until I can get something better. What you'll learn in developing countries and when you're traveling abroad, you can't always get what you want. It ain't like going to Home Depot and just popping off on getting all the tools and parts you need. So, we're finishing up this bracket. I gotta put one more of these in here, and I'm gonna let Kristen try out her drilling skills. We're gonna let Big Mama be the driller.
All right, guys, here we go. I'm nervous. Okay, I did it, guys. All right, guys, so it's pretty windy out here. We lost our nuts, but we found them, and now Matt attached it. It looks pretty good, so I think we finally finished one project, right? One project, done. On to the next. All right, next project is the attachment of our life raft on this side. Still not sure if this is the best idea, but you guys will obviously leave it in the comments below. But we used some more of those fence attachments that we got from the hardware store. We're gonna put it on and then we're gonna strap it in, and wish us luck that that works out.
So it goes pretty much like this. We feed the thing up through here and then we start to ratchet it, so we gotta figure out the proper length.
Alright guys, it started to rain, so we went inside. Some other boats pulling up, but there's a really shallow spot. If you guys saw our anchorage video, you saw Matt standing in it, and I think this guy's running aground pretty bad. What's going on, Matt?
He just keeps running aground like over and over again. He just did it again. He needs to go the other way. That's a whole shoal.
Help him. Go on your dinghy and maybe tell him where to go.
Gonna be past me now, though. God, that sucked. I feel so helpless watching somebody do that. Thank God it was a catamaran. If it had been, he probably is only drawing like 4 feet. So he'll be fine now. It's all deep water over there, but it's a whole big shoal. Like I hit it like 3 different times. It sucks because
in the dinghy you hit it even.
Yeah, I've hit it in the dinghy, so I know it's really shallow right there. I think he just shoaled it again. Jesus. The thing is, it's like you don't want to run up on them with your dinghy, though, and tell them where to go, because people do that and they're wrong. Like the Frenchman with me. He was trying to tell me to run aground the other day. So you don't want to, like, I don't know how I feel about just running up to them and, like, distracting them even more. I know I don't like it when people come up to me when I'm trying to figure things out, but golly day. I feel bad because he keeps hitting it. He's right there, though. He just needs to go down and not go out anymore. But thank God it's a catamaran. He'd have been hard aground if we'd had a monohull.
Our neighbors came in. Hopefully everything's okay. We'll have to go check on them later. Alright, action's still happening, guys. We might get ran into now. Oh no, the rope, they just pulled the rope.
Jesus Christ.
It's gonna crash into us. I'm getting scared, guys. I'm getting nervous. They don't speak English very well, so we can't even say anything to them. Alright, if someone's running into us, I'll make sure to get on clip, but back to work. Alright guys, so the day's winding down. These projects take forever. I'm not one that loves boat projects. Some people, I watch their YouTube channels and they just love their boat projects, not me. But now Matt's finishing off on one last project. He took my handy dandy cutting board / go over the sink, give me more counter room, and now he's attaching it to his homemade wind vane. So we'll see how that goes.
It's going good. I'm just sizing it up right now. Seeing if it'll have an installation feeler. It's a little heavy. I think this is not going to work.
I said that. I said it wasn't going to work.
Yeah, it's too heavy.
Too heavy, so we're going to have to try something else. I said let's use we have an old wind scoop that we can sew together and make something. I'll sew it together.
Yep, she was right. I was wrong. I was like, oh, let's just put something hard on there. It'll work out good, but turns out I'm a big dippy. I'm just grasping at straws because I want to be out of Looperon so bad. I'm taking this gum and I'm just sticking things together because I want to get the hell out of here. I can't take it no more.
You're fired. Get off my show.
All right. It's been real, guys.
All right, guys. So we're going to wind down, literally. Wind down. So we got most of our projects done. You got the motor up and running, so that's good news. I'm pretty proud of you on that one. You did a good job.
Yeah, I'm pretty optimistic about the motor. I ran it for an hour the other day. I ran it for about 45 minutes today. So that's going good. I was just joking when I said I was just sticking stuff together with bubble gum. I was just doing that for comedic effect.
Are you feeling guilty now?
Well, no, I just don't want people... I don't want people going off in the comments saying, y'all gonna die out there.
That's what I get to say.
Yeah. So I'm working pretty hard, pretty diligently, trying to get these things done. Looperon's a beautiful town, but I think there's
but we're over it.
New adventures on the horizon.
Let's be honest. We're just trying to stay positive. That's what we're doing. We're both trying to feed each other positivity, to get along, get our projects done, wait for our weather window, and get the hell out of here.
Yeah, this is what happens sometimes in cruising. It hasn't happened to us yet. I've heard the nightmare stories before of, oh, you know, things go bad all at one time. So we're slowly chiseling away at it, and we should be out of here pretty soon. I'm feeling good about it. When you work on your boat a lot, you do start to feel better about the whole thing. When you let the projects stack up, you know, you can easily get depressed. But when you start knocking them off one by one, as the days roll by, you start to feel a little better.
All right, guys, so let us know in the comments any suggestions you have for our new life raft situation or for making our sail. I think I'm just going to use an old ripped up wind scoop that I have. I'm going to sew that bad boy up so you guys will see that one day. And like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.